It's time for Q&A with the Credit Game.
Please define for us what a deferred payment is.
Well, a deferred payment. When a lender or bank allows you to skip a regular payment and not have it lower your score.
So during COVID, the government came up and banks started offering out these deferrals like they were candy.
Mm-hmm. They were tempting.
And even if you didn't need them, a lot of people took advantage of them.
Yeah.
Why not? You don't have to pay your bills.
You can do more online shopping if you want
No.
because there's extra money because you're not paying your bills right away.
Didn't lower your score, which was nice, but what no one really talks about is the effect it had with how underwriters or lenders would see those deferred payments. Okay. In their mind, when they looked at and saw a deferred payment, essentially they would look at it as, well, if you couldn't handle your finances during an emergency, then what happens when there's another emergency? Now they get a little concerned that you won't be able to pay them back next time there's a natural disaster or a pandemic or whatever.
Right.
The reason why I still think this conversation is important is because if there is a deferral or an opportunity to defer in the future, even if it's just like skipping a payment on your mortgage, or maybe there's a forest fire or flooding, or I don't know, locust invasion.
Oh. My nightmare.
If you're going for especially mortgage financing or major financing in the short term, you might want to avoid the deferrals just because underwriters, whether you agree with it or not, are flagging files when they see any kind of deferred payments because of
like
what
over
I said.
how long?
Well, it's been 2 years, and I'm talking with mortgage brokers all the time, and they're saying they're getting questioned by underwriters.
Wow.
Why did this person defer their mortgage? Why did they defer these payments?
Yeah, but wouldn't they know?
Well, they
why?
know, but they have to ask the question for one. Mm-hmm. And generally you can get around it as long as everything else is good.
So can you tell them a story as to why you... No, but seriously, let's say something happened and you had to defer your payment and it's a legitimate excuse. Let's say a spouse died and you didn't have money or whatever the case may be. Do they take that into consideration?
They can, if you're applying for financing that a human is involved. Because a lot of times a computer system is doing the underwriting, not a human. So divorce, death, cancer, I don't know, COVID, they understand it, but it's something where they still have something that, their risk evaluation that they have to run everything through.
Right.
And to avoid any headaches or even the conversation, it is something that you want to be aware of. That's the main point.